me. Come on strong, go on and love me. Let's not waste that big old moon. Wake up and smell the perfume. Just say if you want to be more than friends. Got some love I'd like to make.
Are we lagging? We lagging again?
We tend to do that really well, Charles.
Yeah, I mean, I can't remember who said it, but it seems like everybody's kind of, in some degree, everybody's got to do some form of the strategy, right? It's like it's not enough to have a blog anymore. You have to somehow, you have to take the next step, and you've got to be resident, right? Because I even looked at it, right? I looked at, who was it, Conduit Today. Because they were giving away a free month, and I thought, okay, well, I'm doing this radio show, right? This online radio show, but I need to be on the device, right? I mean, I don't want to lose out to anybody in the local area who's already on the device, and they're easy to get to, and then I'm on the web, and somebody's got to get on their computer, they got to go search for me, or even they got to get on their mobile device and get on a mobile browser to find me. I'm figuring everybody, I need to realize I got to be on that device too.
I agree.
So did you get an app?
The Conduit thing? Yeah, I started the process. And I'm gonna go ahead and go through it, and I think they're doing a free month because, again, I mean, I was at the Chamber of Commerce, and a guy said, I like your show, but I don't, he said I don't catch it. I don't always know when it's gonna be, and I'm just not always at my computer, right? And so, this guy travels, and so he said, it would be nice if I could get to it easily. Right, and I told him where the web address was. He said, "Well, I'm just not going to be typing in the web address to my mobile device. I'm just not gonna do that." So that's what really kind of got me thinking. Okay, well, this is the real deal now, right? So people are carrying these things around, and they're going to go for, like myself, they're going to go for the most convenient thing. And and if I'm not there, then
they're going for someone else.
We've only got so much bandwidth, right? And if I got 3 spare hours, and whoever gets part of those 3 spare hours, well, they won. They've won me for 3 hours, right? Or if they get a piece of me, well, I got to be trying to get a piece of people too. I mean, not to be mercenary. It sounds a little weird, but I got to be trying to get a piece of people too. And I think all of us have got to somehow make the same kind of move, like Wade was talking about, onto like a physical device of some kind.
You are on iTunes. If I plug in and I can hear you on iTunes as far as your podcast through the Blog Talk Radio.
That's right. No, that's right. That's right. Yep. And that, again, I mean, I think that's the perfect example of that. Wade, when you I know that you've really worked, I mean, hard. Do you have any idea of how many people are catching you now on mobile versus a PC? Where are you? Where's your listenership, your audience, your your readers primarily? Where are they catching you?
A lot. I was like you. I was losing everybody because I didn't have the app, and I realized that one of my favorite people to read is Pat Flynn, and he has made it so easy for me to find him on my mobile device. He's got an application for his blog that links to his podcast and his blog. And I'm in the process of doing that very thing right now. I do have the iTunes. I'm still not getting. I'm getting more people on just regular computer versus a mobile device, and I'm planning on fixing that right now because, well, not right now. I'm in the process. I've got the Kindle. You can get my blog on your Kindle, and of course you can listen to me on iTunes. But as far as the whole deal with this day and hour, we can go through a drive-through and get a whole meal in 5 minutes. We can microwave a pizza in 3 minutes. Our society has forgotten what it is to wait and to be patient, and because of that, the online marketer suffers. We have to cater to these people, make it easy and make it simple, and just put it right. You have to put it right to their doorstep before they'll even do it. And that's I am losing a lot of mobile visits because of that. Yes, my site is mobile friendly, but if I had an application that they could download, and when they turned on their iPhone, boom, there I am. Bloggers Make Money. They can tap that and they can read my blog from that, or they can swipe it over and listen to the podcast. And it just makes it easier for them. Nobody's going to type in an address, just like you said, Charles.
Mm-hmm.
Wade, do you think that people get it confused as far as, there's mobile friendly and then there's a mobile app? And I find that when I talk to people that sometimes they think that if they've made their website mobile friendly that they have an app, and that's not the case. They're actually two different things.
Yeah, I think that could be confused a lot, with a lot of people, especially people that, came into it like me and didn't really know anything about computers and what, apps were. But yeah, I mean, you could, on your WordPress site, you could enable the Jetpack Mobile and think that you had the app for it, which is not the case.
Apple, you heard that they've had some issues. They had somebody try to hack them, and they had to take down several systems. And it was interesting. I was going in to develop an actual iOS app. And I wanted to wait because, it's 1 year, the $99. Let's wait until we're actually going to sit down and do it. And I go, and that day, they were hacked. So.
That made you feel really good.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. So, waiting. The urge will pass by the time I log in. As I understand, I'm not the authority on this one. I don't think that the hacker was successful, but it was a good opportunity for Apple to really fortify things. So.
Well, creating something with your blog that has to do with your blog from the Amazon platform is a whole lot simpler than doing it through iTunes and Apple. I don't know why. I guess you don't have to do a lot of the coding yourself. It's all just easy. It's simple. And I read somewhere that somebody was talking about Jeff Bezos. They said that he knows the value of having knowledge of what every Amazon customer wants and needs. And that's what makes him so good. Just like I said before, it's all about ease and simplicity. And he provided me with, allowing someone to go find my blog with their Kindle. They can read my blog on their Kindle. And on my end, it didn't take any time to set up.
That's interesting.
It is, because it's the same thing that he really did. I mean, if you really think about it, right, Kindle alone has changed publishing.
Oh, it's outstanding.
Forever. I mean, everybody knew about self-publishing, right? And everybody sort of, I'll get my book self-published with, this little guy down the street, and I'll print up 100 copies, and I'll go and I'll have them. But that didn't change things the way the Kindle did, because once the Kindle was there, then people just figured out, all I got to do is just upload this document to this place.
That's it.
And my book is written.
Hey, Charles.
Simple.
Is it tomorrow? Tomorrow? Is it coming out?
No, it's not ready. Yeah, I wanted it to be. I'm still working day and night, but it's not ready yet. So.
Okay, I was excited for you.
I am. Yeah, my book, Taking Your Talents to Main Street. I mean, it's coming, but the audio portion and just trying to pull everything together. But I'm thinking we're about a week out. So,
Okay.
But thanks for asking.
Sure thing.
But yeah, I mean, but I think he's taken that same concept, right? That the ease for which he made it. Because I don't have my blog on Amazon. I probably need to investigate that now that you've said that, Wade.
Yeah, Wade. Wait.
But putting a book on Kindle has just made it so that everybody can get their voice out there, right? And so, to some degree, it's still a big deal that you've published a book, but now more people can enter into that space as fast as they can. I mean, I think if he did that to the publishing industry, I wonder what's going to happen with the newspaper industry.
Yeah.
Do you think that's similar to when we musicians figured out that, wow, we can self-publish, we can become indie musicians and actually put our own CDs out there? Is that kind of what we're looking at as far as the Kindle? That's
exactly what I was thinking. I mean, I was thinking that exact same thing. It's just like now the Kindle has or Amazon has made it super easy for writers to get out there and get known, just like it was for these. What are they called? I forget. You could download them.
The indie music ones or the?
Yeah, the indie music ones.
Exactly.
Anyway, however, they can just upload it and it's there, and then they're found.
Exactly. I think the challenge is when that starts. I don't think you notice it as much, but eventually there's a lot of noise. As with everything, where you get to hear some artists, for example, that are really incredible, that you just know they should have been found like 50 years ago. They should have been top of the charts. But also the accessibility allows for maybe some people that could use more training. I'm sorry, I don't know how else to, how to say that, but it fills up that highway, that music highway. Do you think the same thing is going to happen as far as the Kindle? You're going to get more and more books out there on Kindle and have to be a little bit more discerning.
Yeah, I think people will learn to be more discerning. But now here's something that I'd honestly said. I don't know, almost maybe a couple years back. My wife and I were talking, and we're at this Hollywood movie. And it's really interesting because for movies and it just seems as if there's nothing that's really grabbing people's attention and their imagination. I think people are more and more wanting to see themselves, right? I mean, yeah, we still like watching, like television, and we like watching, but man, we really like watching ourselves a lot more than we used to. So, you could sit down, 10 years ago, there was no such thing as a YouTube hole. Right, so you weren't going to get on your computer a YouTube hole where you start watching video and you click over to the next one and you say,
"That's what that's called."
I'm only going to spend 2 more minutes on here, but I'm going to click this one more, and before you know it, your whole family's standing at the door like, "Where have you been?" It's like, I fell down a YouTube hole.
Yeah, it's the next day.
Oh my goodness! I never heard that term before. Although we had that as a family where we found like zit-popping. We watched one. There's another one. There's like an hour later. It's like I can't believe our family time was to watch the biggest zit on YouTube. Oh,
it's the truth. Well, and so man, now we got. Now, true confession. Somebody somehow it made it to my Facebook page, and it's something called Epic Vine videos. Now I had never watched these Vine things, right? All these 7-second videos. And I said, why would anybody watch a 7-second video? Well, so somebody put together what he thought was the funniest ones. 35 minutes passed this morning. Right before I realized I must have watched, and I don't even want to count how many of those little videos missed a fit in 35 minutes. But that's how many I watched because I looked at my clock and I couldn't believe it. I've been watching these dumb. So, I think about that, and the whole thing is changing, right? You can self-publish, you can do your own radio, and yeah, I mean that's not news, but all of that means that these big guys, especially when it comes to music, there's some phenomenal artists out there, right? And if I can go and I'd almost be willing to pay somebody independent rather than going out and going to the store and getting somebody who is probably more commercial and more well known. It's almost like the indie guy is the guy you want to pay because they're probably going to put 10 good songs in their album as opposed to 2 good ones, and then the rest of them where they were just kind of like playing around in the studio.
And they're more affordable. They're a little bit more hungry. I mean, that seems to be about the only place where musicians are making money as far as music is that licensing. You can still make some decent money if you can write some music and perform it.
Right. Yeah. So I think all that, to me, it's saying that there's opportunity now for more people, right? So the money's the same there. Right? I don't think piracy is even the issue, to be honest. I mean, part of the issue. I'm not an artist. Obviously, I'm not a musician, so I can easily say, piracy's not a big deal. But I think the fact that we can all participate means that, the pie is probably the same, but now we don't have all this bureaucracy that we have to pay for anymore. We can kind of spend $1 and get something real as opposed to, having to get all the other stuff that goes along with it. And I guess that's the same in newspapers and all the other industries too.
So you say it's more affordable? Why sweat it if it's either free or, I mean, why worry about the pirating when you can just go honestly get it for 99 cents?
Well, it's interesting. Now, I like this guy, his name is Cyrus Chestnut, right? And so jazz guy, yeah. And now I bought 10 of his MP3s from Amazon, oddly enough. But I never would have been able to do that before, right? I would have had to get his album, and I would have been able to get the album I didn't like. I would have been able to get the 2 songs I liked, and then the 7 I didn't like.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Instead, it's a lot more affordable because I was able to get the 10 that I like and stop instead of buying 3 albums to get all 10 songs. So Cyrus Chestnut still got paid. I got what I wanted, but maybe he didn't get paid as much this time as he would have gotten paid otherwise.
But you appreciate it because now you did it a la carte and you don't have to, fiddle through. I was going to say, do you remember the vinyl? Unless you had to go pick up the, I'm really dating us, pick up the needle and actually move it to the next song. You just had to listen to the whole thing. Okay, I know I just dated.
Nice.
Right, yeah. But now speaking of that, I know everybody and their mother basically can live stream on YouTube. Right. So,
right.
And I know now Deborah's really into video, so but I mean, I think that, man, that to me is just huge because, now everybody can basically do a concert. Everybody can be a reporter. Everybody can really broadcast live. I mean, yeah, you got to have a community and a following.
But I've enjoyed this.
Me too.
Yeah, right on. Right on.
So who's going to sign off and say goodbye to everybody? Wade, you get it.
Do what? What do you want me to do?
To do the sign off to everybody.
Oh, okay. This is Wade Harman with Deborah Anderson and Charles Stearns Harper. Thank you for listening and viewing us, and we'll see you next time.
Yay! I love it.
That was my first.
Don't you wanna kiss and hug me? Come on strong, go on and love me. As I'd waste that big old moon. Wake up and smell the perfume. Just say if you wanna be more than friends. got some love I'd like to make. Baby, you can squeeze me, I won't break. We could be in a paradise, you and me. Until then, I'll remind you again. Just say when. Oh yeah, until then, I'll remind you again. Just say when. Oh baby, just say when.